Joined by Tri-City Storm forward Wyllum Deveaux, my name's David Fine. Storm getting ready for a pair of games against the Dubuque Fighting Saints this weekend. Wyllum, the first time you put on a Storm jersey, you were 15 years old. It was main camp at Las Vegas. What was your experience like there?
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool. The first time I put on that jersey, it was really the first time I met all the coaches, Steve Lowe and Mr. Brooks, so that was pretty cool. I mean, it was a tough camp, but in the end it was good to get my first junior experience, over with and know what I was going to expect in the years to come.
Playing with players that were in some cases 5 years older than you, what was that like?
Yeah, it was tough, I got to say, but in the end I knew I just couldn't be intimidated. I had to just go out and play my game, and that was the only way I was going to be successful. And if I wanted a shot at making the team, I had to go out and prove myself.
Where were you when you heard that you were making this team, the Storm?
It was after one of the last All-Star games. I didn't play my best game, and I was kind of down on myself. And then Steve Lowe and Coach McCall delivered the news, and it was pretty cool moment.
Who was the first person that you told?
Logan. He was waiting outside the door for me, and he was waiting for an answer, and I told him he was pretty happy for me.
I know you have a very close relationship with your dad, Bryant, as well. How has he supported you throughout your life?
Oh, he's been extremely supportful, allowing me to move away from home when I was just 13. He knew it was the right move for me to pursue my dreams in hockey, and in the end, it's worked out very well. And I'm on the phone with him every night. He's helped me with my game. He's watching all my games all year, so he's been there for me through it all.
What about Mom?
I gotta say the same with her. I bet you it was harder on her for her to let me go at that age, but in the end, they've been nothing but supportive for my dreams and what I want to do with hockey. So I got to give them a lot of credit for my success in this game.
So you come to Kearney. You're from Nova Scotia. What are some of the differences between Sackville, Nova Scotia, and Kearney, Nebraska?
Similar town sizes, but I think the main difference is there's no big city around here. That's you got Lincoln 2 hours away, but back home, we're 20 minutes from the city. I think that's a big difference. I'm used to being in that city atmosphere rather than here. It's a much more, country-like experience.
What's that been like on you?
I like it. I like it's not as much rush. Last year I played in Toronto, and that was traffic every day. It was pretty crazy, but I like the slower pace of life and just kind of relaxing.
You played for the Don Mills Flyers, is the team that you're talking about, for 2 years. You moved from Nova Scotia to Ontario to play. Why did you make that decision?
Hockey Nova Scotia is great, but I think at that point in my development, I had to be against the best-on-best competition. And in Toronto, there's a lot of skilled hockey players there, and the coaching there is great. So I thought, in the end, Daniel Bachner, who was my coach, he gave me the opportunity to play there. I think for my best interests, that was where I was going to play. And, I had a great 2 years there. The coaching staff was great. I met a lot of great people. And, the hockey was second to none. It was very fast, it was skilled, and it was definitely a good experience.
It's sort of interesting because if I was to tell you I was going to move from Nebraska to Kansas to play hockey, it's different than switching from provinces, at least just the sort of based on how people in Canada might consider it. What was some of that pressure like to make that decision to move to the West, to Ontario to play?
Yeah, I think my team in Toronto, they were trying to make a run for it, I think, and they were bringing in guys from Russia and America. And, I saw it as a good opportunity. So, I thought I might as well pursue it and see what it's like for a year. And then I decided to go back to my minor midget year, and it was just as good of an experience.
You ever met Don Cherry before? Because I know he comes to quite a few Don Mills Flyers games, the team you played for in Ontario.
I have, yeah. I've met his son, Tim Cherry, too. They're both scouts in the region for OHL Central Scouting, I believe. And it was pretty cool. We were playing the Toronto Marlies, and one of my first games at Bantam, and he was at the rink, and I had no idea. And then later that night, my billets told me, they're scouts. They come out to the games quite a bit. So, that was pretty cool.
What's his presence like? What does that do for when he might be watching, or even his son?
Oh, well, definitely everyone knows he's in the rink. That's for sure. He stands by the glass. He he just watches. Kids will go up to him and talk to him and stuff, but I definitely, it's just like any other game. He's just another scout in the stands, but he's a pretty cool individual, so you definitely know he's in the rink.
When you finished your season with Don Mills last year and had a great season, Why did you make the choice to, instead of going major junior, come to the USHL? And I know it's something you've talked about a little bit before.
Yeah, no, I just thought the USHL was a great opportunity. I mean, it's not a knock against the OHL at all. That's a great league. And in the end, I wanted to go to school in the U.S., and the USHL was a gateway to that. And when I found out more about Tri-City and some of the teams on the USHL, it was pretty cool. And I saw how they're pretty close to OHL teams, and the competition is great as well. So I thought, why not pursue it and get a great education while I do it.
I don't know if many, Storm fans might even understand the scrutiny that might come with that. What are some of the pressures of being a highly touted prospect in Canada and then making the decision to go instead of major junior to a league like the USHL?
Yeah, no, I received a lot of pressure throughout the year. I talked to a lot of Ontario League teams. The director of recruitment in that league was great all year. He was a great guy, and I kind of, in the end, I didn't want to burn anybody or tell any teams that I was going to go and then not report. Because in the end, my heart, I wanted to go to NCAA, and that was the route I wanted to go. And I received pressure up until the last day, but in the end, they were respectful of my decision, and Peterborough took a chance on me, and I respect them. And but yeah, it was a good experience.
Who did you rely on when you made that decision?
Who
supported you?
Yeah, I think, my parents, they were there for me the whole time. My old coach back home, he's a CIS coach, he was there with me too, and he kind of recruits from the OHL, and he had played in the OHL, so he knew I was a school guy, and that's the route I should have went, so I kind of listened to him. And then, of course, my advisors were really good with me as well, and they kind of helped me through the whole process.
You're committed to Harvard, so not too bad at all. Who do you rely on here, though? Who are some of the leaders that you look to here with this team to aid you in your rookie season?
Oh, well, I got to give a lot of credit to Adam Goodser, my billet brother. Him and his family have been great to me for my move here. But along with all the other older guys, they've been really good. I'm great friends with all the guys on the team. They've kind of showed me the way and helped me in my first season and kind of given me tips here and there. So it's been a pretty smooth transition.
How's Kearney High? You're a senior there. Oh, by the way, you skipped a grade, and as only a Harvard commit would.
Yeah, no, it's been a good experience there. I really like the school. The teachers are great. It's been a real positive experience.
Anything you're thinking about majoring in? What do you like?
Obviously I'd like to major and be a hockey player, but I think I'd probably take business while I go to school there. That's something I'm interested in.
Willum, any good holiday plans?
I'm just looking forward to get back and see all my family and friends, and it's gonna be a short trip home, but hoping to make the most of it.
How long's the flight?
It's about 4 or 5 hours, I think. All in all, just stop in Toronto, and then Chicago to Toronto, Toronto to Halifax.
Not too bad at all. We thank you so much for the time. Good luck this weekend.
All right, thank you.